Take a chance. Don't be shy. Don't let the big moves pass you by on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
Thank you, Jan. I thank you very much. And welcome to Card Sharks. Happy to have you here with us as always. And always delighted to have someone take part in the show and send in an opening poem. Thank you. And Wareen Negro of Apple Valley, California, who watches us on KNBC TV Channel 4, sent in the opening poem. Thank you, Wareen. And now let's get to the cards. Janice and Marky, if you will, start loading in the cards. And here come our Card Sharks. Tenny Garner. Hi, Tenny. Good to see you again, our champion. Won't you again tell us about yourself?
Yes, I'm Tenny Garner. I'm from a farm in Idaho originally, came down to California because I married a Californian. I'm a vice principal of a high school. I'm in charge of discipline. And right now I'm learning to fly plane.
Are you a strict disciplinarian with the youngsters? You think it pays to be that strict?
Really, I don't think that the strictness is the thing that really is the most important thing. I think it's consistency. Either if you're going to, here's the line, that's the line.
Yeah, people can understand that, yeah.
And kids respond to that. They like that.
Good. And you've done very well here, Tenny, having won $2,875 in cash. Our challenger, Laura Nickel. Hi, Laura.
Hi.
And again, won't you tell us about yourself?
Sure. My name is Laura Nickel, and I live in Montebello, California. I'm a model, and I'm presently an assistant purchasing agent at my father's company. And my big career goal is to become an attorney.
What kind of law do you want to get into?
Criminal.
Criminal law?
Yes.
Oh. Well, you could definitely persuade a jury, Laura.
Thank
Happy to have you here. You both cut the cards before we went on the air. And good luck to both of you. We're picking up where we left off, looking at the board. Tenny has moved over. She now has a 9 as her base card, needing 3 cards. Laura has uncovered a 7 as her base card. She needs 4. Someone's going to have to go a long way, because when we left off, we are at sudden death in Game 2. Tenny, the champion, won Game number 1. Laura needs this. And right now, someone has to win with this play of the cards. Laura, as we left off, the question goes to you. Laura, we asked 100 bachelors, have you ever just known a woman was cheating on you, but you couldn't figure out who, where, or when? How many bachelors said, yeah, that's happened to them?
Wow. I think that's happened to everybody at least once. And the question is, who is it that they're going out with? But I would say that about 75 bachelors have known that.
75 out of 100 said that's happened to them. Tenny, what do you think, higher or lower?
I don't know any bachelors. All my friends are married. No, I think that number is going to be a little lower.
You said lower.
The reason, okay, I don't think bachelors worry about that as much as married people.
So you say lower. Well, if it is lower, Tenny, you have control of the board. If not, Laura gets the opportunity to play or pass her cards. The actual number of bachelors who knew their woman was cheating on them but didn't know who, where, or when is 32. It is much lower, Tenny. Tenny, that gives you control. Sudden death. You have a 9, needing 3 cards. Laura, a 7, needs 4. She's already looking.
Okay.
Laura, you need all 4 cards to win. If you make one mistake, Tenny has 2 in a row in the championship. You've got a 7. You didn't win the question. You can't change it. Here we go.
Okay, higher.
Higher than a 7? Yes,
All
the
right,
queen.
lower.
Lower than the queen. And ace is not lower. Tenny wins it in sudden death. Well, your back was to the wall there, Laura, with those 4 cards. Good luck with your studies. Here's a nice party gift for you. Thank you for joining us. Laura Nickel. Bye-bye. Tenny, come on down here with me. Our champion, Tenny Garner, with another $200 for winning the game. This had a nice position to get in with sudden death with 4 cards.
Heavy.
Wouldn't want to play it like that, huh?
No. I was generous with her and gave her the benefit.
Isn't that sweet of you? This sweet, nice person is going to go for the big money now with the money cards. And before we went on the air, you cut the money cards in the event that you won, yes?
Yes, I did.
Here we go, Tenny. Step on up there. And here comes Janice and Marky to start dealing out the money cards as we give you $200 of new money on the bottom line and 3 cards to bet as you will. When you move up to the second level, we add another $200 of betting money, 3 more cards. Minimum bet's $50 until you get to the top card, the big bet. There you must risk at least half the money. Good luck, Tenny. Here's $200. And you can change that base card on each of the 3 levels, but you know that. And we start with a 6.
Change the card.
Changing the card. You must play this one. Oh, 7.
Higher.
How much money?
Oh, that's right. 100 higher.
Half the money on a middle card. $100. Is she right? Higher than a 7? No. Take a big chance on that card.
Okay, it's 50 higher.
$50 minimum bet. Higher than a 5. That's higher.
All right. Okay, let's take another 50 on that one, and let's take that one higher, too.
Still haven't seen a high card. Let's see one now. Higher than an 8. That's
Yeah!
$200. Up goes the queen. We give you the other 200. You have $400.
I love the queen. Okay, let's take 300 lower.
$300. Lower than a queen. Yes!
Okay, let's take $500 and let's put it lower. 500, sure.
On a 10. Oh, is she right? Come on, lower. No. That was a big bet on a 10. But you got a good card now.
This is a good card. This is a good card. Okay, the whole thing lower.
$200 lower than an ace. Yes, with a 4. $400 and up goes the 4.
Okay, I'll take it. I'm going to bet the whole thing. It's going to be higher.
All right, come on. Double to nothing for $800. Higher than a 4. It is. $800, 200 in the game. That's a nice round $1,000, Tenny. Come on down here. Oh, you had a couple there that fooled me, I must say. You went a little heavy on the 10. See, then when you got the big card, the ace, you didn't have much to bet with. But nonetheless, another 1,000. Tenny's up to 3,775. She'll meet a new challenger right after this. It didn't leave you much to bet with. New challenger on Card Sharks, Mary McGill. Hello, Mary.
Yes, hello.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here.
Can you tell us about yourself?
Yes, my name is Mary McGill. I'm from Flagstaff, Arizona, originally from Lodi, California. I am married to a wonderful guy. We have 5 children. I am a beauty consultant at a department store in Flagstaff. And for fun, my husband and I enjoy leaving the kids at home and taking off on our motorcycle.
On a motorcycle?
A motorcycle. I let him do the driving. It's large.
How far do you go when you travel?
Well,
like
last
that?
summer we took a 500-mile trip. Camped out and everything.
Did you recognize what you were sitting on the next time you sat down?
Oh, well, I got off more than I...
All right. Nice to have you here, Mary. You cut your cards?
Yes.
Then here we go. Starting the match with a question to Tenny. Tenny, we surveyed 100 prison inmates. These are all men who are currently serving time in San Quentin prison. And we asked them, do you think you should have received a longer sentence? How many inmates said yes, they should have gotten a longer sentence?
Oh, no. No, never, never. That's going to be a super low number. Nobody thinks that they should have received a longer sentence. It's going to be 11.
11 out of 100 inmates said, yeah, they should have gotten a longer sentence.
I disagree because in my own personal life, when my mother disciplined me or my father did, I realized later I deserved it. I think it's going to be a little higher. Yes,
You say higher.
Yes.
Somehow, I don't see an analogy between a spanking and 20 years, but you say higher. The actual number of inmates who said they should have received a longer sentence is 7. It is not higher. It's lower. Tenny, you got it.
Right.
And Tenny starts off the match with an ace.
Oh, super. I couldn't do any better. Okay, it's going to be lower.
Lower than the ace. A 3.
Ah! Higher!
Higher than a 3. A jack.
Lower.
Gonna risk it lower. It is a 7.
Oh.
And as we move over the freeze bar, protecting that position, Tenny needs 1 card for the first game. Mary, we asked 100 people, if a Rolls Royce driven by a millionaire rear-ended your car, but you weren't hurt, would you sue for whiplash anyway? How many people would sue for whiplash?
Oh, listen, money's hard to come by nowadays, and I think I would take a look at it. I would say 60 people would. Yes.
60 people would sue for whiplash if they got banged in the rear by a Rolls Royce at a millionaire.
I don't like to believe in basic dishonesty of people. I really don't. I worked as a claims adjuster one time, and a lot of people did that, but I'm still going to say it's going to be lower.
You say lower.
Yeah.
The actual number of people who would sue for whiplash, even if they weren't hurt, is 30. Tenny's right. It is lower. Tenny, you've got a 7.
Change it.
Winning the question, she can change it, and it's a big change. A king! Lower for the first game of the match. It is! And Tenny has game one and $100, and Mary has to make a comeback right after we take time out for this message.
A new GSN show.
Deals out same two decks of cards. We'll start game two with a question to the champion. Tenny, the question to you. Tenny, we asked 100 first grade kids. Are you so good at pretending to be sick that you can fool the school nurse into sending you home? How many first graders claim they can fool the school nurse into sending them home?
Little kids aren't that way. I taught first grade once, one day, that's it. They can't. They really.
But
and
how
they
many
don't
think
have
they
any-
can?
Nah, 15.
15 said they think they could fool the school nurse.
I definitely disagree. I have 5 kids. They are all great at faking a bellyache or anything. It's got to be higher. Has to be higher. Yes.
You've got 1/3 of her 15 yourself, right? The actual number of first graders who can fool the school nurse into sending them home is 54. Mary is right. Her 5 and 49 others. Mary starts off with an 8.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Lower.
Lower than the ace, a queen.
Lower.
Lower than the queen, a 5.
Freeze.
And Mary does a lot of catching up right there. Question goes to you, Mary. Some of the audience thought you shouldn't have froze there, but you've got to play the game your way. Mary, we asked 100 women. Have you ever thought that a nice, elderly gentleman was treating you like his granddaughter, only to discover he was really a dirty old man?
Oh, my.
How many women said they discovered a nice, elderly gentleman was really a dirty old man?
Well, being in that position, at times I would say there would be, oh, golly, it's 45.
45.
Yes.
Are you telling us you've had a dirty old man accost you, Mary?
Well, there have been an occasion, yes.
Yeah, so she says 45.
Oh, in every woman's life, there's got to be one dirty old man. It's going to be higher.
Higher than that. In the lives of most of the women in our audience, the dirty old man is Gene Wood. So you say higher. The actual number of women who've discovered a nice elderly gentleman was just a dirty old man is 40, not higher. Mary.
Oh!
Mary, we left off with a 5.
I'll change it.
She wants to get rid of the 5, changing it to a 4.
Oh, well, that's higher.
Higher than the 4, a 6.
Oh! Higher!
She's going to go for it. To tie up the match? No. Not higher. But that's where that freezing paid off because we don't take her back too far. Tenny, you've got an 8.
It's going to be higher.
Higher than the 8? Yes, it is.
Oh, good. Lower.
Lower than the ace, a 4.
Higher.
Higher than a 4. Oh, no. Another 4 is not higher, and Tenny goes all the way back to the base card. Janice will fill in the spaces, and Tenny, this question to you.
Yeah.
Tenny, we asked 100 United States congressmen in Washington, D.C. Have you ever gotten a sore hand from shaking hands during a political campaign? How many congressmen said they have?
I understand that when you're a politician, you learn to shake like this, limp, so that your hand won't get hurt. And that's going to be a really...
You could get some votes like that.
But a firm one is nice, you know. But it's going to be an extremely high number. I think it's going to be 86.
86 out of 100 have gotten a sore hand from shaking hands.
I have been in a position where I've had to shake hands time after time after time after time, and I would say it would be much lower. I've learned to grab it lower.
So you don't get the sore hand?
Yes.
The actual number of congressmen who've gotten sore from shaking hands is 49. It is much lower. Mary is right. You got a 4, Mary.
I'm going to keep it and go higher.
Higher than the 4. It is 47.
Oh, I'm going to freeze.
When we move over the freeze bar, Mary needs 1 card, and that might be an opportune freeze because it is sudden death. Mary needs 1 card, Tenny needs 4. Mary, we asked 100 5th grade children. What do the initials of the television network NBC stand for? How many 5th graders knew that NBC stands for the National Broadcasting Company?
I think the average child doesn't realize They watch TV. They would pick up something on a game show. They would, I'm going to say that is very low. My children aren't aware of that. It's just numbers to them and initials. I would say 12.
12 knew what NBC stood for.
Fifth graders are a lot smarter than that. It's going to be higher.
Higher. The actual number of fifth graders who knew NBC stands for the National Broadcasting Company is 14. It's a little higher, but that's all it needed to be for Tenny. Now, Tenny, you are faced with an interesting problem.
Yeah,
it is sudden death. You are right up the middle with an 8. If you decided to play it, of course, you could change it, but you need 4 cards. Mary, near the middle with a 7, but she needs only 1. You've got control. What are you going to do? Play it or pass it?
I'm still going to let her have her chance.
You're going to make Mary turn over 1 card. Mary, if you can turn this over correctly, you've tied up the match. Call it wrong, and Tenny goes for the big money. With a 7, what do you say?
I say it's higher. It's got to be.
Higher? No, not higher. And Tenny got control and took advantage of it. Well, you had that middle card there, Mary. Thank you so much for joining us. You're a delight. And we have some nice party gifts for you. Thank you, Mary McGill. Tenny, come on down here. That was probably the best decision. 4 cards is a long way to go.
Yeah.
Well, Tenny's going to try to bet better, I know, and make a lot of money with the money cards right after this. We've already played 1 money card, so in front of our studio audience, we dealt out the money cards again because you are familiar with the rules, I know.
Yeah.
Good luck, Tenny. Here's $200. And let's see if we can start you off with a good money card, Marky. I thank you. 200 and a 6.
Change the card, please.
Now, you've got to play this one. The next card is 5. Better card.
Okay, 100 higher.
$100, half the money, higher than a 5. 4. Better
Okay.
card, you're still in it.
Okay, let's take the 100 and go higher.
$100, higher than a 4. Yeah.
Yeah!
Back to 200.
Okay, that's yucky. Only 50 higher.
Minimum bet, $50, higher than a 7.
I still got a nice card.
Now you got a good card out of it, and not only that, as we move up to 3, we give you the other 200. You're back in at 350.
Okay, it's going to bet 300 higher.
We haven't seen a big card yet. $300, higher than a 3. That's a little higher. 650.
Okay. Let's bet 100 higher.
$100, higher than a 6. There's a
Oh,
biggie.
that's great. Okay, everything lower.
$750 lower than an ace. Yes! $1,500 and up goes the 6. Do you want it?
Get rid of it. I don't want it.
Oh, come on. Let's see a good change for Tenny. The big bet. And
Everything lower.
for $3,000, lower than an ace. It is! Oh, yeah. You bet him great that time. See? You had some money when you got an ace up there. That's nice. Come on down here, Tenny. And that gives you a sizable jump. Look at that figure out there. $6,975 in cash.
That's fantastic.
Penny Garner meets a new challenger in a moment. We're going to take time out for a message right now.
I learned.
Oh, you learned good. That was beautiful. Garner, Janice is dealing out 2 brand new decks of cards. Time to meet a new challenger on Card Sharks. Sandra Spear, tripping her way into your hearts. Hello there, Sandra.
Hello.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
I'll fix that for you there, won't you? We're running out of time, so we quickly want to find out your name and where you're from.
Well, I'm Sandra Spear. I'm originally from London. I've lived in South Africa, Johannesburg, South Africa. I've lived in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And I'm now living in delightful San Clemente in America.
We're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
You have a lovely accent, Sandra.
Thank you.
And you cut your cards, of course.
Of course.
Then here we go. We will start the match with a question to Tenny. Tenny, we asked 100 housewives across the country. If your guests were in the next room waiting for their dinner, but you just dropped the roast onto the kitchen floor, would you serve it anyway? How many housewives admitted they would pick it up and serve it anyway?
I'd pick that roast up, put it back on the plate, and serve it. No, it's gonna be a high number. It's going to be 70.
70. What do you think, Sandra? Higher or lower?
Well, I think that you just brush it off. You know, brush off a little bit of the germs.
Higher or lower, Sandra? We're running out of time.
Lower.
Lower, not
Oh,
that.
no, I beg your pardon, higher.
Higher? Okay,
Higher.
you can change it higher. The actual number of housewives who would serve the roast anyway is 84. Sandra is higher. Sandra starts off the match with A king.
Oh, very nice. Lower.
Lower than the king, a 6.
Freeze.
And Sandra will freeze. And I like that. Your accent is going to do my English so much good there,
I'm
Sandra.
delighted.
Sandra, Tenny, and I will be back with the next show of Card Sharks. I do hope you'll be with us for that. Thank you so much for joining us now. Have yourself a good day. This is David Frost wishing you well.
The biggest event in blackjack is back, Jack. GSN presents the World Series of Blackjack, an all-new season.
I'm so incredibly good at this game.
There's a new dealer, a scene stealer, a fan fave, Hollywood Dave, a perfect 10, and a magic pen.
Merlin makes a magic gesture.
And because they're playing for a king's ransom, we're bringing back the Burger King Power Chip. The World Series of Blackjack, an all-new season, tonight, 11 p.m., 10 Central, only on GSN.